Hi, True Crime Grapevine fans. It's me, Patty Lee. If you're new here, hi. I am a true crime devotee who watches all the YouTubes, so you don't have to, because as I like to say, there is too much crime and not enough time. So that is what the True Crime Grapevine does. I try to watch all the true crime news and report it back to you. I try to do it each week. It has been a long time since I upload because life happens. I had a kid who had their wisdom teeth taken out. Then there was, like you care, but Easter. And then there was a vacation that had to happen that wasn't on my own terms, which I very much enjoyed, but it was already pre-planned. And on the heels of the still recovering young adult, it just got to be a bit much. The vacation was a very nice but extensive 10-day vacation. So just let me say, it has taken me a while. I did watch true crime the whole time I was gone, though. I did not stop reading everything about the trials that were happening, and I kept up on the new cases. So this is going to be a mega Baby I'm Back episode. I'm going to hopefully be able to upload it into 3 or 4 sections and then maybe put it all together for you guys. I won't do it with my editor, the person with the tooth problem. Another reason why it was later. She will be putting it together for me, but hopefully that works out. If you've been with me before, you know I'm still learning the editing skills, meaning I can't edit yet and I'm dependent on somebody else, but I am. That's one of my goals. And yeah, but if you're new, hi. I am a ABD dissertation person and ABD means all but dissertation. Long story short, I've got half of a PhD in educational psychology, which is about cognition and motivation and leadership skills. Now, you could probably see how that would have to do with like, weird leaders, cult leaders, motivations. What motivates people to unalive other people and try to get away with it? And cognition, what is their reasoning? What are they thinking? So I try to put my background into my love of true crime, and I do love it since I was very young. Maybe I'll tell my origin story about why I'm so interested, I think, probably in true crime. But I will say, I think my cognition background really does help explain some of the stuff, and I try to always, with my academic background, I try to always cite. So in each case, I will tell you what true crime YouTubers I am getting my information from. I mean, I'm doing this, like I watch literally 8 hours maybe a day of true crime, and I'm an insomniac, so it helps that I can watch it at night. But I'm watching it and then trying to distill it for you guys. And today I have 9 cases, and no, I lied. I'm such a liar. I have 10 cases. This is our last case, and the last 3 are big ones because they're the big 3 trials. You guys, so much. Like I said, a mega episode. So the other thing, if you don't know, so yeah, we do have 10 cases, and I do keep copious notes on all of them. I started the True Crime Grapevine. It was like my little play on words because I was always telling my sister about true crime, and True Crime Grapevine because I was gossiping about it. Yeah. And then vine. Oh, grapes. Oh, wine. Yes, wine. This is Verde. Verde, this is a inexpensive, cheap, because I don't have a very sophisticated palate for wine. It's a Spumante. Verde is, I don't know if it's Latin, I think it's French for green. It's spring. Spring has sprung. I'm wearing a turtleneck because it's still chilly in the Midwest where I live around the Great Lakes. But, you know, it is spring. April 20, between the 20 and 21st is when the first day of spring starts. It is the vernal equinox. Who knew you'd learn about a little bit about seasons here. So this is what we're drinking, and quite frankly, I don't know if I have another bottle of this, but we're probably gonna have to drink something else, because like I said, 10 cases, woo! Oh yeah, this has got a little kick to it, a little bubbly. It's great to put with orange juice to make mimosas. We're just drinking it because, look, we've got so much to deal with this week. So I'm gonna keep it down here in my little cooling basket. Oh, that's my dyslexia. Oh, by the way, I'm dyslexic. I will sometimes search for words and come up with very strange ones or strange little sayings. Let's just try it just to make sure it's good. Fabulous. All right, make sure everything's set up over here. Okay, as you can see behind me on my presentation screen, this is the True Crime Grapevine, dun, da, 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 episode 46. And these are updates from my last upload, which was April 6th, to cover today, which is April 30th. Yes, it's been a minute, but I've got all the cases for you. I'm going to give you a quick, this is the intro, going to give you a quick rundown. We're going to talk about a new case, some new cases, which are the Minnesota mom who's been missing. That's a new one for us. We're going to be talking about the rash, and literally today was the 5th one. I had to just stick it in there because A, like a spaz, I'm a little OCD on the theme, and the theme was these shootings of unarmed people that have made like no errors, have made, it's not their fault. Did I say spaz? Sorry, I just dropped all my files. And I haven't even had, literally, you guys, this is just indicative of the whole sitch. Anyways, we've got 5, I'm going to try to go through them quickly, but give everybody their due respect. Unarmed shootings. I usually do a shot, but I can't do 5 shots because I will be under the table. And then we have those, so there's two new cases, even though the one has 5 in it, so really 6. And then we have some updates. That'll be our next little section. We have an update on the Harmony Montgomery case. We have an update on the Brian Walsh, Anna Walsh in Cohasset, Massachusetts, if you remember, case. Kind of goes with our first case, I believe. Oh, we've got an update on the Idaho 4. That's moving us towards our legal things because it's sort of very much about legal filings, but I will run that past you. Oh, and there is an update on the Noel Rodriguez Singh, the little 6-year-old from Everett, Texas. We've got an update on what's going on with him so far. And then we have an update on the Rust, Alec Baldwin, celebrity, even though this isn't really champagne, a celebrity case. And then there were 3. Cases 8, cases 9, and cases 10 are the 3 trials that I cannot believe are happening at the same time. We've got the Letitia Stout trial for unaliving her stepson, Gannon Stout, which she has admitted to, finally, but says she's crazy, and, well, she's not wrong about that, but legally so. We'll talk about what's going on so far in that case. The other big trial, and that's the only, Letitia Stout's case is the only one that you can actually watch. Like how we've watched the Johnny Depp trial or the Murdaugh trial. The next 2 trials, even though they're in different states, there is only audio streaming. One, you're not allowed to rebroadcast it. The other one, you may rebroadcast if you purchase the audio. So the first one is the Sincere and Classic Pruitt, or you might know it as the Westboy case. And that doesn't get enough attention. We're going to give it some love and attention because what's coming out, it's just really crazy. not, and just in the, like, it's very unbelievable in a bad way. And then we have Lori Vallow's case. And I just want to tell you, I'm looking around for my book. Where did I put my book? It's over there. I told you about my Partners in Crime book club. I did finish when the moon runs red, oh my gosh, dyslexia. Nice to meet you. I'll get the title right. But it was the book by Leah Stolte, I believe her name is, and she wrote a book prior to the trial about the Lori Vallow case and Chad Daybell. And boy, did I read it, digest it, I analyzed it, took some notes. I will do that update as soon as I'm done with this update. And that will be updated for your pleasure, consumption. I also read, while on vacation, I read 4 books, but I read 2 specific books that were fiction, but related. The protagonist, the person, main character, is a medical examiner. She's actually Temperance Brennan from the show Bones. Well, that's by this Kathy Reich, who does books. I don't think she's related to Scott Reich, the true crime lawyer of Crime Talk, but they could be related. Anyway, she incorporates a lot of information that we're hearing in these trials, especially about, I was going to say arthroscopic, which is the type of surgery. Now I'm going to want to say it wrong. It's like archaeology with bones person that they were talking a lot with Tylee. Really similar information and spelled out. So sometimes I think I'm going to talk about those 2 books too and recommend and tell you why, because it really helps when you read a fiction story that has some nonfiction information that it's based on. And then it can help you anthropologic. Oh my gosh. The anthropologic medical examiner. So it really helps give a context. See, that's my teacher education side. So I think it's worth talking about. So our Partners in Crime will be reviewing those 2 books that I read. All right, so that was the intro. If you're ready, pour whatever. If it's coffee, if it's tea, it doesn't have to be alcoholic. And join me, all right? So here we go. Case number 1. This beautiful woman behind me is a 26-year-old mom of 2, a 5-year-old, I believe, and a 2-year-old. She is a Mayo grad student. She is 26 and was last seen March 31st. And she was last seen at 8 a.m. in Winona, Minnesota. So I said that my update started April 6th after my last upload. So let me just tell you. This case, when you first see, if you're on Twitter, which is where I see a lot of my cases, there's an account there, Rose. There's other accounts, The Docket, at Chasing Paper 89. I highly recommend you follow for all documents related to true crime cases going on, but also he will bring up and retweet cases, Pretty Lies and Alibis. Gigi always will retweet a lot of new cases. And so I saw this, but missing persons doesn't always end up being a missing person. So unfortunately, it's sort of like, let's see, did they like leave, how did they leave? It's kind of hard to tell. So I don't always do the case unless it's been a while. So in the meantime, obviously I haven't uploaded, and yes, she's still missing. So today is April, and it's the end almost. It's the middle of the afternoon on Sunday, April 30th. So she went missing the morning of March 31st. It's almost been exactly a month. Horrible for her 2 kids. And just let me tell you, we here in the true crime grapevine and just in the true crime sphere can tell you, unfortunately, there's a pattern that one notices. I called her a missing mom. In fact, one of the files I have in my old cases is missing moms. It's a genre of crime, which should tell you something. And if you're familiar with the genre, unfortunately, there tends to be one common denominator. Not always, but more than 80% of the time, which is either the father of the children, a lover, some love interest. Well, this mom was last seen in the company. She dropped off her 2 children with the father of those 2 children. His name is Adam Fravel. He is presumed innocent. He is only, let's say, I don't even think he's been named yet. I mean, named as a person of interest. But I am interested in him just because of statistical likelihoods. Yeah, he was with her when they dropped off the kids. She then reportedly sent a goofy text to her sister, which, like, I think all of us often in the morning on our way to wherever interact with our siblings, relatives, family members at 8:15. So she dropped off her kids at 8 a.m., sent this text at 8:15, and then has not been found since. So, like I said, she was last seen with Adam Fravel. Now, as far as I know right now, which I like to say, it is unclear what he told the police. What he first did was, by the end of the day, he went and got the children, took them to his residence. Now, he is not, I don't know if they were never married or married and divorced, but they don't share the same last name. Irregardless of that, he kept to the children, and when the social work people came to say, like, you're not the custodial parent, and the mother is missing, assumed endangered, and we're going to have to, I mean, they know the statistical likelihood as well. And unfortunately, we've talked about a number of family annihilators. You know, you have to be worried about the kids if a parent goes missing. And he did not immediately want to give up the children. There was some sort of, not standoff, but confrontation before he actually did allow them to take the children from his home. Apparently, and this was reported, but I don't know if it's accurate, so I'm just going to tell you what's on the grapevine. This is just a little side juicy news, that he didn't know how to put in the kids, or buckle them in correctly to their car seats. So I don't know how involved he was. Hey, but they're not easy, right? So that doesn't make him guilty of anything. So he spoke publicly on April 2nd and said, and because we're talking about the West case, is one of the cases in the trial, this might be familiar to you, or sounds like an echo. He said, I was advised by the police not to join in with the search and to be in any conferences, and basically for safety concerns. I'm like, his safety? I mean, maybe that was a Freudian slip. Like, he knows he's not safe, because if you've seen people who speak with the media, like perhaps allegedly the Wests, it's pretty clear that maybe they're not on the up and up. Just a feeling, just a thought. The Bonnie Bowman, a spokesperson for the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, their spokesperson in Minnesota there, yeah, she told CNN that nobody told him that he wasn't supposed to be searching or involved in trying to get attention for her missing. So, I don't think her car or her purse, maybe they found almost like everything. You know, it's one of those things like she just disappeared into. Yeah. I think we know. I think we know. I'm not going to say it. You say it. You say it, and I'll just like, approve. Okay. So I will keep you abreast of that case. Unfortunately, it's been this long. I mean, I would love that she just like had amnesia from stress from being a grad student, but let's just be honest.